Today I'm going to start second part of May June 2024. Paper version is 22 and this is the paper 2 multiple choice extended MCQs paper. Okay. If you have not understand the first part of this paper, then you will see on the right corner I button. You have to click on that button, then you can easily find out the uh, whole playlist in which I have solved the previous yearly past papers. Okay, okay. In first lecture we have solved around about 13 MCQs, and today we are going to move towards the 14 MCQs. Is it clear now? The question is that an ice cube is placed in a beaker and is heated. The ice melts to form water, which evaporates at first and then boils. The steam condenses on cold window in the room, which process involves a transfer of energy from the ice, water, or steam to the surrounding. Basically, it is very you can say strange question. If you look on the statement, uh, they confuse the candidate. The reason is that at the start he has mentioned ice is placed in a beaker and is heated. In at first case you are heating the ice. As a result, it will melt into the water, and then water start to evaporate at the start of this at initial point, and then it start to boil when temperature reached towards the 100 degrees Celsius. The reason is that the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Then the main question that is asked from you, that it is the steam condenses on a cold window in the room. You have to give the answer of this line. Okay, so remember, steam is condensed into the liquid due to the condensation process. Okay, so your option will be condensing. If you look on that, melting mean you are supplying the heat. Evaporating mean without any temperature the water liquid converts into the steam. Boiling mean when temperature reach at 100 degrees Celsius, then water start to boil. But in condensing, steam condensed on a cold window in the room. So your correct answer will be D, condensing. Is it okay? Yes. Now move towards the next question. A teacher A teacher shows his class a polystyrene cup. The polystyrene is a thick plastic with the loads of tiny air bubbles in it. This is basically a disposable cup. Polystyrene, it is the chemicals by which it is formed. He asks this class why the cup is so good at keeping a hot drink warm. Three suggestions are made. Then teacher asks the student that why we are using this disposable polystyrene cup, because it keeps the drink hot. Okay, and he gave them three suggestions. First one is it contains air, which is poor thermal conductor. Yes, it is correct option. Basically, this question is related to the thermal physics. We have three category of three mode of transfer the heat energy from one place to another. First one is conduction, second one is convection, third one is radiation. This question is related to the conduction. Okay, it the now for in first option, look at the first option. It contains air, is a poor thermal conductor. Yeah, this is correct. Okay, the air is trapped in tiny bubbles. If you look at this line and this one, in bubbles air is also available. That is why he mentioned air is trapped in the tiny bubbles. So as we have told you in first suggestion, air is a poor thermal conductor, and that is why so very little convection is possible. Remember, this is also correct. The reason is that if you look on the convection means when air particles move from hot region to cold region, the movement of the gas particle is called convection. But in that case, there are bubbles, there is availability of bubbles and air is trapped in it. So very little convection is also possible. The reason is that particles can transfer little bit energy, but not more than maximum energy that can be lost. Okay, so it is a correct option because it saves the heat energy to escape from the cup. The plastic is a poor thermal conductor. Yes, obviously, the plastic is a bad conductor. It cannot transfer heat from one end to another. That is why this is also correct option. So all suggestion is are correct. Yeah, are correct. Now move towards the next MCQs. Look at that. Two samples of same material have the same mass but different surface area. Look on the diagram. Both this is circular diagram, this is cubical shape diagram, and both objects are made by the same material he has mentioned in the question. Each sample is heated to the same temperature and then left to cool to room temperature. They supply the same temperature and then they placed them on the room so that their temperature can be reduced. Each sample is allowed to cool to the same final temperature. It means when the temperature of both the material will be same, then which row correctly compares the decrease in internal energy and the initial rate of cooling for each sample. So you have to select the pair of answer. The first one is you have to, yes, I will write it here. Okay. Remember, in first line of that question, he has mentioned that both object is made up of same material. It means the loss of thermal energy will be the same. I am repeating that if the material of both object is same, it means the material has its own thermal ability. You can say it has a material has its own thermal conductivity, so it will emit the thermal energy with the same rate. That is why X and Y lost same quantity of energy. Okay, but we have two options C and D. You have to look on the other column. The statement is initially rate of cooling. It means which object will cool first. So in that case, the material which has larger surface area, it has more chance chance to emit the radiation as compared to smaller one. That is why the Y object will be cooler faster as compared to X. So your option will be this one. Y cools down faster than X. The reason is that the surface area of Y is greater than the X. So you have to select it just like that. This is your correct answer. Now move towards the next question. In which type of wave uh, is in which type of wave is the direction of vibration parallel to the direction of the wave? So this is related to the seismic waves. I will give you a little bit difference about that. First of all, you have to remember uh, there are two types of waves, transverse waves and longitudinal waves. In transverse waves, the particles of the medium moves side by side and perpendicular to the direction of propagation of wave. But in longitudinal waves, the particle of the medium moves backward and forward. are parallel to the direction of the wave. So this statement is related to the longitudinal wave. Okay, so I will write all parameters about all options. Electromagnetic waves basically transverse waves. I will write here transverse, in which particles are moving perpendicularly. Okay, I will write here for your hint perpendicular. Okay. On the other hand, if you look on water wave, in water waves is also a transfer waves in which particles is moving perpendicularly, ups and downs. Okay, transverse wave. Now we have two waves: seismic P waves, P for primary waves, seismic secondary waves, S for secondary waves. Okay, here first of all you have to understand what is primary seismic primary wave. Primary waves are primary waves are those waves which are compressed and expands the earth materials in the direction of travel and creating a push or pull motion. It means this is related to the longitudinal waves. Okay, longitudinal wave. And during this situation, uh, these waves produce initially than the secondary wave, and the speed of seismic P waves is greater than the secondary waves. Okay, so a second property is that it is faster than S wave. Okay, if you look on the seismic secondary waves are transfer waves, and it moves the earth material perpendicular to the direction of travel, creating a side to side motion, and the speed of secondary waves is slower than the P waves. Okay, the air speed is around about 8 kilometer per second. It is approximate value. Is it clear? So you have to understand this is also a transfer waves. So our option will be B, in which particles are moving parallel. So this is your B, correct option. Now move towards the next MCQs. Water in the ripple tank are diffracted as they pass through a narrow gap. What can be done to make the spreading due to diffraction greater? Diffraction means the bending when the wave travels through the obstacles, then the wave starts to bend or spreading. Okay, this is called the diffraction of wave. But here the question is that what can be done to make this spreading due to the diffraction greater? It means you have to focus on that statement. For that purpose, I will we you have to remember the relationship between frequency and wavelength and speed. V is equal to f lambda. Is it clear? So in that case, I will write here one hint, then you have to select the option. We have formula V is equal to f lambda. I will write here only lambda. I will write here lambda. Lambda symbol is just like that, lambda. Okay. First option is that decrease the frequency of the wave and keep the speed constant. First option is that if you want to if you want to grade if you want to make the spreading due to diffraction grating, and which parameter should be constant and which parameter should be decrease or increase. So I will write here diffraction increases when wavelength increases. when when wavelength increases. This is the option when wavelength increases. If you want to decrease, then you should decrease the wavelength, but speed must be constant here. Okay, so if you have to check this one, if you divide f here, v divided by f, v divided by f is equal to lambda, is equal to lambda. Right here, this one. It means frequency and wavelength are inversely proportional to each other. The hint is that if you want to increase the diffraction, then wavelength should be increased. If wavelength is should be increased, then frequency must be decreased and speed will be constant. Is it clear? So first option is correct. Decrease the frequency of wave and keep the speed constant. So you have to select this one. This is the key point of that MCQs. Now move towards the next one. Next question is, the diagram one shows the page of a book in front of a plane mirror, and eye is looking at the image of the page. Diagram two shows a large letter G on the diagram facing the mirror. Look at that. This is the mirror. You are placing a paper in front of the mirror, and at that paper, you have to use this page on which capital G is written. You have to place this page in front of the plane mirror, and then an observer eye has been shown on this position, and the question is that how in which shape the observer will observe the shape of the letter G in the mirror. I'm repeating that. What is the appearance of the image of G seen by the eye? So in that case, the you have to remember the properties of the plane mirror. Image formed by the plane mirror. This is the basically you have to know properties of the plane mirror image. So plane mirror, if you look your image in the mirror, your right becomes left and left becomes right. So in that case, uh, but it remain upright. Okay, it remain as you can see upright, but this is the, if you look at it, this is the right side and this is the left side of the page. When you look this G in the mirror, then it will right will become on that side. It means this shape should be on the right side, and this curve shape should be on left side. So your option will be D if you reverse it. Okay, you can also check by placing the G in front of the mirror in your register or in notebook. Then you can easily understand how right become left and left become right. So this is the image property formed by the plane mirror. Okay, now move towards the next one. I'm moving here. Okay, diagram shows a ray of light passing from air into the diamond. What is the refractive index of the diamond? This question is taken from the refraction of light, and light is entering from air to the diamond from less dense material to more dense material, and you have to find the refractive index. So in that case, when light enter from air to the air to the glass, then we use Snell's law. Snell's law. According to Snell's law, refractive index is equal to sine of incident angle divided by sine of refractive angle. Okay, n is equal to, you have to measure the incident angle. For that purpose, you first of all you have to draw the perpendicular on the line where incident line touching the
boundary of the dimer. And incident length, you have incident angle always measured within normal. So this is your incident angle. If you look at that, this will be your refracted angle. Okay, this is your refracted angle. So in that case, this is the 90 angle. Okay, from 90 you have to subtract the 60, the remaining will be 30. So your incident angle will be 30 degree. Okay, if you look at that again, this is 90 angle. Okay, now from 90 you have to subtract 78, then you will find 12 degree refracted angle. Okay, you have to use 30 and 12 instead of 60 and 78. This is the main point to solve that MCQs. In incident angle is 30 and refracted angle is 12. uh, I will solve it by using calculator. Just wait, I have to write the values on sine of 30. It is equal to 0.5 sine of 30, 0.5. N is equal to 0.5 divided by sine is 12, 0.207. It will be equal to 0.5 divided by 0.207, 2.4. So your option will be C. Is it clear? Now move towards the next question. Next is the ray diagram shows the formation of an angle, formation of an image by two different converging lines. First, diagram 1 and diagram 2. Which row describe the image produced? Remember, the image, if the object is placed within the focal length of the lens, then image image formed by that situation will be upright on the same side of the object and magnified image. So, and this image is virtual image because this image is not formed on the screen. So in diagram 1, this image is virtual. On the other hand, uh, the image is formed behind the, you can say on the other side of the lens, and if you look at that, it is vertically, object is upright and image is inverted. Okay, and one thing more, this case is mostly used in different, sometime you have to understand the detail lecture. I will also upload it. I will give you 6 different scenario how we can find the image by placing the object in different position. In that case, you will see the image, the size of the image is greater than the size of the object. But uh, such type of image is mostly formed on the screen, so the image that is formed on the screen is called real image. So your option will be, in diagram 1 is virtual and 2 is real image, so option will be C. Okay, option will be C. Next is white light. White light enters a glass prism. The light leaving the other side of the prism is separated into colors. You can see this is the prism. When white light enters the prism, it split into 7 visible color, that is called spectrum of white light. Okay, and on the other side you can also see the whole scenario, which should correctly describe what happens. What happens mean it want to know what is the color of color 1 and what is the color of color 2. So we have to understand the option first. Take part taken by the light and color 1 and color 2. You have to remember when spectrum of light is formed, the pattern is just like that with your, yes, uh, the spectrum will start from red light, or then orange, then yellow, gray, blue, indigo, and violet. Again, I'm repeating, the color 1 will be red, and the color will be violet color. So you have to check the option. Color 1 is red and color 2 is violet. Okay, and your path. Okay, a second thing is you have to also check the path. I will give you draw. I will draw the situation when the light enter, then it also split in the prism, little bit splitting you can see, but in first diagram it has mentioned only single line. Okay, but this is the wrong path. So in that diagram you can see it has made the little bit uh, difference in both two lines. It means when the light enters in the prism, it starts to bending according to their wavelength. And one more hint I will give you, uh, the color which has uh, more wavelength, it bent less. So the wavelength of red color is more. That is why it bent less. Both are inversely, and the wavelength of violet is small and it bends more. That is why it is little bit in bottom side of color 1. So your option will be C. You have to check the pattern and actual path in that region. Is it correct? Yes, it is correct. Now, in next question, 23. Thermal radiation is a part of electromagnetic radiation spectrum. What is the name of this region of the spectrum? Thermal radiation. Thermal radiation means the radiation coming from the hot object. We cannot see this radiation. It means it will not be visible. It is not ener energetic. That's why these the option are incorrect. Only this option will be correct. Gamma radiation is very energetic, and it can cause, it comes from any radioactive elements basically. Okay, so our option will be B. Now, 24th question is, this is problem based question. A remote control vehicle is traveling on a surface of a planet. The vehicle senses an obstacle ahead. It sends a radio message to the control room from where it is being controlled. The control room is 2.4 into 10 raised to the power 6 kilometers away from the vehicle. The control room sends a message back to the vehicle telling it to stop. What is the minimum time that elapses between the vehicle sensing the obstacle and receiving the message back from the control room? So first of all, you have to understand the scenario. Suppose that this is your planet, surface of planet. Okay, and this is the remote control vehicle, and he is traveling on the surface of the planet. In front of, suppose that uh, this remote control device sense the obstacle in front of it. Okay, this is the obstacle, and this remote control, according to the question, sends a message to the control room. Suppose that this is the control room from which this robot is controlled. It sends a message to the control room. Okay, this control room, by receiving this message, send back a message to the remote control device that he must stop at their position. The distance from that remote control vehicle to the remote to the station is 2.4 into 10 raised to the power 6 kilometer. It means first, the distance covered by the signal in two times. First, when remote control vehicles send message to the control room, then control room send message back to the remote control vehicle. It means must multiply by you must multiply this term by 2. Okay, and thus the message is sent by the radio signal. Okay, the speed of all type of waves of electromagnetic spectrum is equal to speed of light. So you have to understand the situation. I will solve it here. Yeah, v is equal to distance is equal to speed into time, speed multiplied by time. Okay, here c is the speed of light, uh you and t is the time. You have to measure the time. Okay, so speed will be divided in left side is equal to time. This is the your formula. The distance is, I have told you to have to multiply 2, because distance is traveled in 2 times. 2 multiplied by 2.4 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 6. I will write here 1 2 3 4 5 6, and the value of kilo is 123. I have write all things, divided by speed of light is equal to 3 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 is equal to time. Now you have to understand these 8 0 will be cut by 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, and you have to multiply these 3 terms and then divided by 3. You will easily get your answer. I will find it. 2 multiplied by 2.4 multiplied by 10 divided by 3. So your answer will be 16 seconds. It means this whole process will be carried out in 16 seconds. It is very short time interval. So move towards the next question. Next question is that which statement about the direction of a magnetic field at a point is correct? So direction of magnetic field is that magnetic fields comes out from the north pole of the magnet and enters to the south pole. So it is very easy question. It is the direction of the force on the n pole placed at that point. Okay, just like that. This is your magnet, and this is your north pole, and this is your south pole. Okay, okay, if you placed anything in that position, then a magnetic field coming out from that north pole will be in the vertical, from this side it will be vertically outward, so direction of force will be from the north side. Okay, so your option will be A. If you look on the this C option, they have mentioned positive charge and negative charge. There is magnetic field. There is no relationship any for anything. If you say that that is relevant to the charges, it means magnetic force does not have any effect on the positive charge and negative charge. But if when we will study the electromagnetic induction and electromagnetism, then we will understand how magnetic field uh, can induce the EMF and current in the coil. This is a separate thing which we will study in coming MCQs. Okay. So in that question, just you have to understand the direction of the force by the magnetic field. In the next question is a student draws graph of an AC supply and DC supply. AC mean alternating current, the current that changes position in equal time interval, and DC, which is known as direct current, it has no frequency. The frequency of DC is zero. It is unidirectional. Okay, so in check the option. Uh, okay, that is enough. Look at the options. Labor W, remember, uh, when this graph, this signal is mostly made by the oscilloscope, CR, cathode rays oscilloscope, where we measure the voltage. Okay, so W represent the voltage, and this line it shows the time interval. Okay, and X represent here. This is a straight line in on positive side. This it means this is the signal of direct current. If you look on this sinusoidal pattern, it means I have told you alternating current which changes polarity in equal time interval. So Y represents the AC supply, X for DC supply, W for voltage. So our option will be D. Okay, it is very simple. Next is a resistor transfer transfers 100 joule of energy when a charge of 10 coulomb flows through it. What is the potential difference across the resistor? It is very simple question. You have to solve it like I by applying the formula. Uh, Potential is equal to energy supplied per unit charge. Okay, so energy is 100 joule divided by charge is 10 coulomb. So 100 divided by 10 will be equal to 10 joule per second. Joule per second is the unit of potential. It is known as, it is equal to volt. We can write it 10 volt. Okay, so your option will be B. So I'm going to end this lecture here. On coming lecture that I will upload tomorrow, where I will solve remaining MCQs. Okay, if you want to take online classes from me, you can also contact me. The contact number is in description, because I have also started online classes for all the O levels, IGCSE and A levels also. Is it clear? Okay, I love this.